The best way to gain an understanding of birds is to observe them in their natural habitat. To really understand them, though, it's helpful to get familiar with the individuals in a flock. It is through them that you will obtain the most insight. Over the last 14 years of observing these characters closely, I've learned not only how to tell females from males, but more importantly to recognize the different faces in the group. With that ability, I was given a deeper understanding. Let me tell you, blue jays are not simple birds. What I'm about to share will help you to see them in a way that you probably never have before. I hope you enjoy it. One thing I've learned over the years is that the older birds, especially pairs that are mated, occupy a section of territory in the woods where they live all year round. When winter hits, they prefer to not stray too far if they can do it, only occasionally heading out further when needed. In the fall of the year, though, they go around to all the best food spots, including ones from people's backyards. Blue and Sweet Girl and others like Feisty Jay have visited my home many times over the years to collect some peanuts. I'd see them go off to hide it and then come back shortly after. Knowing that their winter territory is 2 kilometers from here, it always seems so wasteful and not very smart for a bird known to be intelligent, hiding peanuts in an area they won't have close access to. In fall 2022, though, I witnessed something that gave me insight into what they were likely doing. While with Sweet Blue one day, Blue and Sweet Girl's son, I saw him go to the ground and dig up 3 peanuts from the same hole. He then went off to hide each of the peanuts somewhere else. Witnessing this led me to the realization of what Blue and Sweet Girl and the other jays who live further must have been doing all these years, using a temporary stash and coming back later to retrieve the peanuts and bring them closer to their territory. Intelligent birds after all. There's a behavior of blue jays that I love, the wing flickering. Although it's a gesture done more so by baby birds to communicate their need to be fed, with blue jays, adults use it too, but for different reasons. Oddly enough, some jays seem to never do it, while others do it so much that it's become a part of their identity, helping me to distinguish them from other jays. For example, Sweet Girl, a jay I knew for 12 years, was notorious for this wing flickering, earning her a nickname from me as Fussy Pants. And Feisty Jay, a male, is also known for this behavior. Some individuals are just more driven to it. I do wonder if there's a hereditary connection. This came about when I got to know Sweet Blue, Blue and Sweet Girl's son, over the last 4 years. He is so much like his mother that sometimes I've been fooled for a moment into thinking he was Sweet Girl. His wing flickering is so much like her, and he also looks very similar. Fun fact, the reason I called him Sweet Blue is because he is like a perfect combination of both his parents in looks and behavior. Maybe I'll do an entire video on that one day. Normally, this characteristic takes place when other jays are in close proximity to a pair's space. From the best of my observation, adults flicker their wings to let other jays know they are annoyed or anxious. It just goes to prove how emotional these birds are. While flapping their wings like a baby bird, they also make noisy, whiny-like calls, resulting in their mate coming to their side to help defend not only their territorial space and place in the hierarchy, but more importantly to reinforce the pair bond. I just find it so adorable when adult jays do it, like they are big babies. So if you ever see this, that's what's going on. For years, I've told people that when seeing one adult jay feeding another adult jay, it is the female who is on the receiving end. This is very much true. However, blue jays are complex birds, so of course, to add to the confusion, females do sometimes give food offerings too. Luckily, it's not nearly as common as it is with males. And while it can take place any time of the year, from what I've seen, it usually happens between August and November. This goes back to how identifying individual birds in a flock helps to reveal things that would otherwise be overlooked. Since it is so hard to tell who is male and who is female when it comes to a blue jay's appearance, it would be easily mistaken that the bird who just gave a food offering was a male, when really it was a female. Since I know these individuals very well, and I know 1000% that Sweet Girl is a female, and I just have a knack for spotting the females out of the flock, I've been able to discover that during the fall, females will give their male partner food offerings. It seems that it's not just males who have to reinforce the pair bond or prove themselves to their mate through food offerings. Female blue jays feel the need to as well. One of the things I absolutely love about blue jays is that they mate for life. It's till death do we part. Once a pair bond has been established, they stay fully committed to each other, and together they raise babies each year. With that said, there is something odd that males sometimes do. And just like the previous fact, if it weren't for how well I know these jays individually, I wouldn't have discovered it. During the nesting season in spring, already mated males may court another female, or at least it seems like that is what is going on. Just watch Blue as he does some whisper song singing while dancing with this young female. All the while he was doing this, Sweet Girl was nesting, incubating their eggs. This isn't the first time I saw Blue do this either. He's done it to 4 other females that I know of. The first time in 2019 to Nova, another time in 2020 with Snowy, and as of this year, 2024, with Miss Pretty, his son's mate, and another time with Mrs., Feisty J's mate. Blue isn't the only mated male I've seen this from. In 2019, Squawky, another male I knew for a long time, did the same thing to Nova. Just like Blue, he had a mate who was already nesting. These females never seem to be thrilled about this violation either and try to get the strange male away from them. It's also odd to me that a mated male with a female already in the middle of nesting would do this to another female that has a mate of her own. In each of these cases, I've never seen any of the blue jays actually leave their mate for the other. So what is it all about? There's a couple things I thought it could be, such as a practice thing or an overflowing amount of testosterone. Well, this year, I think I finally got the answer when I observed Blue doing it again, but this time to Mrs. Unlike with the other encounters, which were always broken up by the female's partner, Feisty J wasn't around and didn't get to break it up. And Mrs. almost seemed captivated by him. It's like she didn't know what to do. This resulted in Blue nearly successfully getting on top of her. It all happened so quickly, so it was hard to catch. But what it revealed to me was that he was trying to copulate with her. When a pair is bonded and the feelings are mutual, the act leading up to copulation actually has an endearing feel about it. However, when it's not, as in this case, it's easy to see the unwillingness. If Blue had been successful with Feisty J's mate, she would have probably had a mixed brood. some babies from feisty jay and some from blue. Extra pair copulation, as it's known, does happen in birds, such as monogamous ones like the white-throated sparrow. So it's not a stretch to think that blue jays do this too. It causes me to wonder if there has ever been a blue jay brood that has a mix of young from different fathers, and if so, how common or rare is this? When looking at it from a wild bird's perspective, it's a great way to ensure that their genes get out there, not to mention a kind of secret punch to our rival male. Oh dear, nature is quite the force. All of these observations I've made over the years would have gone over my head had I not known the different faces in this flock of blue jays. It just goes to show that there is so much more to birds, especially complex ones like corvids. So keep your eye on them, there's no telling what you will discover. And if you've been wondering throughout this video how it is that I'm able to tell these birds apart, I explain and show it all in this short video. Thanks for watching. Happy birding. Each jay has their own unique characteristics in looks and behaviors, similar to how humans do. These distinctions are what have allowed me to give names to individual jays and therefore follow certain birds for years.